Good afternoon, YouTubers. Welcome to Front Engine Dragster Life at the shop, excuse me. This Project Camaro here for a guy that I've known for many years. The last video, if you watched it, you'll know that I did the dash and the wiring and gauges and everything. The reason I'm doing this video, as you can tell here, I'm finishing up some engine work. I've got the heads back on it, and the intake, valve covers, alternator, that type of thing. Somebody came in the shop today and asked me about how to mount a Ford starter solenoid on a Chevrolet. Now, as you can tell, this car has a mini starter on it. So it got me thinking, because this guy told me that he's looked at schematics and this, that, and the other, watched videos, and he's not the first one that's come to me and asked me about how to wire one of these things up. And the reason I think this is because people get confused with what they had before they do this install of the remote starter solenoid. So in this case, I've mounted this one down in the passenger floor pan, as you can see. And so I thought I'd do a video to explain it the best I can. And maybe this will help some of you out there that do this. And for those of you that already know, you know that there's two ways to install one of these. But I'm going to just go over the way I did it on this project. Alright, so you have your battery power coming from the back of the car. You know what? Let me walk around the other side. Alright, so you have your battery power here. Goes up. This is the hot side of the solenoid. That side is always hot. All right. Now, this side is not hot, so this side will go to the starter terminal, battery terminal on your starter. Now, like I said, this side is not hot. Now, your fuse box, all of your other electrical things that need to be hot. In this case, I ran the same size battery cable up over to power the this universal fuse box. Now, it's all the same. You got to get power to the fuse box. Generally do that off the hot side of the starter solenoid. Now, to activate this solenoid, you have to have an ignition. In this case, I did an ignition switch and then the starter button. So, fused ignition power runs across the dash to that that switch right there. And then I ran power. This is a 30 amp fuse. 30 amp switch right here. These are 20s. This is a 30. So you turn that on, now your starter button's hot. Now, you run power from this switch to this button. Then from this button, across the dash, wherever you go, however you route it, and it goes to this little post here on the starter solenoid. Now, once you push that button, you have now made this side of the starter solenoid hot. Push the button, this wire's hot, which turns this side hot. Okay. Now you go to the starter. Now it's going to be kind of hard to see, but if you look down there, you'll see a little jumper wire running from the battery side of the starter up to the ignition side. It's just a jumper wire. You need to jump those two together. And when you push the button, she cranks. I'll show you. Yeah, I'm not going to crank it very long. I don't have the oil pressure gauge hooked up yet, so I don't want to get oil all over the place. Ignition off, nothing. Ignition on. There you go. All right. One of the ways I've seen people do this install, as soon as they hook the battery up or connect the battery, the starter takes off. The car's cranking over. Well, that's usually because you didn't wire it up right. So, but there you go. I hope that helps you. And if you haven't by now, subscribe to my channel. I will, and hit that little notification bell beside that for other up and coming videos in the near future to my channel. And let me know what you think in the comments. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down if you don't like it, thumbs up if you do like it. All right, thank you. Hope this helps you out.